Hey, what's up everybody? I thought we'd take some more time and look at Robopatch, the good friend of Robopack. So when I first started messing around with the app stuff, it took me some time to kind of figure out how it works. But now I've got a better idea, so I thought we could kind of walk through it a little bit. So within the patching of apps and keeping apps up to date and updated, we have a few different things that come into play here. We've got patch groups. Now let's take a look at that. So I'm going to call this patch group name all devices. As you can see here, Intel compatible, sure, default thing. And so you have options you can think about. Okay, I want to automatically upload and start. And I think it's okay, stop deployment when new version is added. You can, okay, we want to uninstall previous version when upgrading. It's cool, it's fine. You can also decide how many versions you want to keep. So we'll just say last two. And the important thing to do here, we have a couple things. So you must add a wave. If you don't add a wave, it will not deploy. So if you see here, copy waves from other deployment, which is pretty cool. You can actually copy it from another patch group. So we're going to add a deployment wave. We're going to use an existing group. So I'm selecting my CenterX tenant. So the really cool thing obviously about this is that you can actually create a group across all your tenants if you're an MSP, which I think is really neat. So I'm going to target the IT admins group, which is pretty cool. You add that group to the wave, and you notice you can do, required, available, blah, blah, blah. What's also really neat is this. So if you look down here, you can see that, okay, remove assignments on completion, sweet. The delay after completion, the time limit of the wave itself. So say we want this wave to be 3 days. What I really love is you can basically set these thresholds and say, you have to have at least 75% of successful installs before you move on to the next wave. Right, which is pretty cool. So anyway. Now, say you want to add a second wave, you can go ahead and you can do that. Say we add another group, and we're going to delete this. I just want to show. So like, the idea would be, is it, okay, you do a first wave, like with Windows patching, right? Okay, we're going to do all that. Then as long as that's at least 75% successful, and you get a 60% response rate, go ahead and give it to everybody. And that's the really cool thing about it, right? So anyway. So we're going to delete this wave too. And okay, so we have our patch group and we're going to save it, right? And so that's one aspect of things. So now you see we have multiple patch groups here. Now, what you can do is you create your patch flow, which essentially will allow you to, if we want to, say we go add a new patch flow, and let's just pick something. Notepad++ is a fun one. And say we're going to do all devices. Pretty cool here, it shows you the wave. And we create the flow, right? So this shows you here. This deployment is part of the patch group all devices. Removing it from the group will allow editing properties that are currently read-only. So you can see here, it shows you what's going to happen. You hit save and start deployment. And you can see here, it's pretty cool. It shows you, okay, the app is being uploaded to Intune, assignments are being created. And so it really kind of helps drive that whole thing home. And I hope this was really helpful because I think that it's really kind of neat in general when you look at this. And it just gives you a lot of stuff that that you can buy yourself here. And then pretty cool, you have a little refresh button. You can pause the deployment. And then if you have custom app settings that are tied to it, you can actually also sync any of those changes, which is pretty neat. And we'll be talking about that in a later video. But overall, really cool, really exciting and interesting way, I think, of logically iterating through however you want to manage your apps and your patching of them. Hope everyone enjoys.